All right, what is going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video. We are still working on the podcast name. That is something that we haven't got to.
You guys, to be honest, I completely forgot about it. I'm not even gonna lie. All right, so today we're gonna be talking about our journey on social media, and I'll let Joseph take this one because he's been in the game a lot longer than he's been in the game a lot longer than I have.
All right, well, I started creating content and posting online back in like 2020, I believe that it was. I started a fitness account and it was just with my brother, so it was just an idea of us starting to post content and all of that. So that was fun. I think it was fun because there was really no, I don't know, there really wasn't anything else to it. It was like I just wanted to post content to help people out, and
Like a hobby.
yeah, it was like a hobby. It was just a fun thing to do, and I really did enjoy it. I did get discouraged like two or three times though, where I felt like nobody was really paying attention, and I kind of just stopped. So like that happened maybe two or three times. I was going to college as well. That was the first time that I stopped. And it was either like go all in on posting and starting my business when I really had no idea like what I was going to get out of it, or two, finishing school.
Like you had no idea what it was even going towards for just to post.
Yeah, like I didn't think of like, oh, like posting content is going to get me to the life that I want, so it was just kind of like, well, I'll just finish school. So I finished school, and after school I was kind of just like, what am I going to do with my life? I didn't really know what to start. I was very confused because I just felt like school didn't get me to what I thought it would. I felt like the options I had after school, after getting my bachelor's degree, were just very like limited. And the only other option was like to go to school again. And I didn't want that. I didn't want to go to grad school. I actually, just a little backstory, I did go to see what it would be like. So like they had like a little summer camp kind of weekend or week thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I went a few days, and I'm very grateful that I did this because I was asking questions to my who my mentor would have been, and also just people around me. I was just hearing conversations where people had just graduated grad school, so they were like a mentor to us, and they were like telling me how they didn't even know what they wanted to do with their life, and I was
They were
like,
still trying to figure it out too.
it was just, yeah, it was very confusing, and it honestly frustrated me so much because the school system really teaches you that you can do whatever you want if you study a certain subject. And for me, I didn't do the required research, or I thought I would at least find what I wanted to do along my school journey, and I didn't. I
Mm.
remember like trying to just figure out what I'm going to do after school ended. So I kind of started posting again, and then I started coaching soccer, but then I stopped posting then because I was really busy with soccer, and I posted every now and then. I was kind of like in and out of posting. So there was several times where I just kind of like started and stopped for other reasons,
Mm.
and that has been a big lesson in of itself. Like, just don't stop. If you start creating, like, just don't stop.
Yeah. And here we are today where he's still consistently posting and seeing his progress from when he started to now that I don't even think you realize that I don't even think that you realize is kind of insane to see because as someone seeing from the outside point of view, it's like, damn, like you made a lot of progress.
Yeah, thanks. It's been a journey. It's been like starting was one of the most like, well, making the commitment. I was like, okay, after I stopped coaching for those 2 years, I was like, I'm going all in on this business. I'm not going to school, so I already made my decision. Like, I'm not going to school. I'm going all in on the business, aka posting every day, and I'm gonna figure out this content thing. So starting, I remember was like really awkward. Like I actually have videos still, like my first talking head videos of me just talking in front of the camera. It was very awkward and very didn't feel like natural type of thing. And now it doesn't feel like that. Like now I feel very confident behind the camera, and I can speak to it directly, and I can be perfectly fine. One thing now that I'm working through is like being confident and not overthinking when I'm filming in public. that brings a lot
Yeah.
of anxiety to me, still to this day. But yeah, it's been a process, especially with like editing and things like that. Like, guys, editing takes a really long time.
So that's how Joseph started. And then when we moved out, I was still going to school and I was still working. And when I graduated, I was like, okay, I need to apply to jobs, but in the meantime, I have nothing to do. So that's when Joseph pushed me and was like, why don't you start posting? And I'm a very shy person, if you guys can't tell. Like when I've gone live a few times, I'm just very, very shy. And it was really hard for me to be consistent. One, because I was still going to work and I was commuting like an hour away. So I was really tired by the time I got home. So I was very inconsistent in the beginning. I would say for the first, what, like 2 months, 3 months.
Yeah.
So around that time frame, I was very inconsistent. I would probably post like 3, 4 times out of the week. And when I graduated and I didn't have the job over there at school, I was like, okay, well, might as well go full time on this because I have nothing else to do except apply to jobs, and that was it. So that's when I kind of was watching Joseph and seeing what he was doing and noticing how confident he was in front of the camera. And I would get frustrated. It was like, why can't I talk naturally in front of the camera like he does? So it was a learning process
Yeah.
throughout that whole experience. And then I started posting at least once a day, and then that turned into twice a day, and then 3 times a day. And now for sure I post at least minimum of 3 times a day. You don't have to, right? Like at least posting once should be more than enough. But in October of 2024, that's when I got accepted into TikTok Shop. And I was like, oh, okay, like we got momentum, like we're getting there. And that kind of pushed me to kind of take it a lot more serious because it was like, okay, like now this is for sure, like something's happening. And was consistent. Had to buy a few things off TikTok Shop in order to be able to get samples. So for any of you guys who are trying to do that, like this is how kind of how I did it. And yeah, at first we would buy samples and then just make videos off of it. And it never came natural to me, like writing scripts or trying to promote a product that I didn't like. Like, I never really enjoyed doing that. So that's when I kind of leaned towards, like, okay, getting products that I actually want or would use and talking about them because that felt more natural than faking a video for something that I didn't really believe in. And then Joseph and I started doing couple videos where they were like funny and just a day in our life. And that's kind of how it went. It was kind of just figuring out, playing with the algorithm and what viewers like to watch, right? And yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of trial and error when it comes down to like content creation. You don't really know how it's gonna go. You can put so much time and effort into a video. You can take like the 45 minutes to an hour of editing a video and just for it to completely flop. And like this is gonna happen, and it's happened so many times, you guys. Like, I've posted over 1,000 times, almost 1,500 times, maybe even like closer to 3,000 because like TikTok, I've been posting 5 to 8 times a day. So it's like taking all of that into consideration. Not every video you post is gonna go viral, but one perspective shift that has helped me stay consistent is imagining a room full of just 50 people. Try speaking or doing a presentation maybe that you've done in front of a classroom of 30 people and just think about how nerve-wracking that is. Now if you multiply that on a scale of like your video got 200 views, that's 4 times the amount of any room that you would normally speak in. Or your video got 500 views, 1,000 views. So like thinking about how content goes viral is, it's pretty crazy to think about that because it can be very easy to just be like ungrateful, like, oh, I only got 200 views,
Or
like,
unmotivating.
unmotivating. It can be discouraging. But honestly, guys, like that's the name of the game. Like that is the name of the game. It has been over 2 years since I've consistently been posting every single day. Every single day, I haven't missed one day, and I'm still going at it
Yeah.
because I believe in what I'm doing. I believe in what I'm working towards, and that's important because I've already made the mistake of stopping. I've already stopped twice, and all it did was just push my journey back. So
Yeah.
for anybody who's hesitating, like just learn to trust yourself. Go all in. Believe that you can do it. Believe that you're going to get better. And being a content creator is a title that you should be proud of. You should be
Yeah.
proud of the fact that you make videos every day, you post every day, you're consistent, you're building an audience. You know, whatever it is that you do, you can sell a product, you can provide a service. Maybe you just want to create for fun. But like doing all of those things and being a content creator is it's a blessing when you really look at it. Like we make videos from our apartment
Yeah.
and we're able to live here. How freaking cool is that? Sure, we're not in the position where we want to be at yet, not yet, but it's like that type of language can make a big difference whether
Mm-hmm.
you like start or never start or start and just never stop.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's something that I struggled with in the beginning, making videos. Not that I cared what people thought. It was just more of nerve wracking, like starting more than anything. Like I didn't really care if anybody who knew me from school or whatever like watched the videos. It was just more of like the idea of posting and strangers just seeing my videos. And I never want wanted to be an influencer or anything like that. I think it was more to connect with everyone, especially on our journey moving out. It was like, okay, this is a new chapter in our life that both of us have never experienced, and that's why I started posting was because I wanted to share with other people who were either going through the same thing, are going to go through the same thing, whatever it is. And I think just connecting with people all across the world is crazy in itself, and that's what I want to do. And just kind of share our story on social media. So when I got accepted into TikTok Shop in October 3rd, I still remember it. I wanted to get into it because I would see girls posting about it and I was like, "Oh my god, that's so cool that TikTok Shop's a thing. Like I would love to get free products that I buy on a daily basis." And one day Joseph went on a walk. I think you were on a walk or
Yeah, I
something.
went on a walk.
And I was in the restroom getting ready or I was getting ready for bed or something. It was like 9 p.m. and um I remember going on TikTok and then I went on my notifications and saw that I had gotten accepted. And at first it took me a minute to process like what I was reading. And then I understood it and I was like, oh my God. So I like screenshot it and I sent it to Joseph and then you FaceTime me or I FaceTimed
You
you,
FaceTime me.
however. And I was like, oh my God, I got accepted into TikTok Shop and blah, blah, blah. And like we were both happy. And then I was like, okay, it's go time. Like try to get some momentum going. And that's when I really like put my heart and soul into this app. Like you guys have no idea. Just posting, trying to get ideas. Like what do I even post? Like why is anyone even gonna watch my videos? And I feel like what a lot of people don't understand is how powerful social media or even TikTok especially is. There's so
Yeah.
many. It's insane to think about that a stranger who has no idea who you are would support you more than someone who knows you. Like even your own family members, which is insane. Like the amount of support I got from all my girls was insane. Like seeing messages, you guys reaching out about advice or like motivation. Like it was just crazy. And I thought
Yeah.
it was really beautiful. And at first I would get caught up on the views and like, damn, I only got 500 views or 200. And it's like how Joseph said, like, imagine those people right in front of you. Like, I can't even imagine speaking in front of 10 people, let alone 200. And yeah, that's basically how it started. And then from October to I don't know what month it was to now, we hit 11K on TikTok, which is insane. It started from 78 followers to 11,000 in less than a year. And it just, it's crazy. The journey is insane.
Yeah.
And that's really all I can say. I still like, it doesn't process in my head.
Yeah, and I want to touch on that because Daniela doesn't really give herself the credit she needs for like the fact that she built her following, her audience, her girlies to 11,000 followers from October, November, December, January, February, March. We're in March. It's going to be April. 6 months, in under 6 months. And I have been posting for 2 years consistently every single day. Everyone's journey is different. And this was actually something that was really difficult for me to understand as a content creator because I have been consistent for 2 years, you guys. Anybody who sees that, like myself, it was very difficult to like find a fine line of like supporting my girl, being proud of her, being happy for her, but also being frustrated that like why isn't it happening for me? What am I doing wrong? What can I do better? Why does my stuff not go off the way that her stuff is going off? Like it was a very complicated time because I'm still very proud of her for doing that. Um I told her, we've had this conversation that like I have uh had a difficult time accepting that because it's very frustrating to think about. So, yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys because like that's been my journey, right? Like it doesn't
Mm.
have to be 2 years for you guys and it hasn't even happened yet. But like my language is like it hasn't happened yet because it's going to happen because I'm never going to stop and I'm not going to stop until I get it. Right? Like that right there allows me to keep going and it pushed me through that time where I was celebrating her, being proud of her, but also like pushing through my own mental fatigue because I want that. Like I wanted that too. So just know like everyone's journey is different. You're not wrong for posting 1 time a day, 5 times a day, 10 times a day. It really isn't, there really is no specific
Yeah.
way to do it. Everyone has their own path and that is just it. Like you just stop the sentence right there, period, because like the whole extra judging of yourself and you beating yourself up like why hasn't it happened
Yeah.
for me, like why am I like the worst content creator ever,
You're
like
getting in your own way.
yeah, like I should just quit, like this sucks, like I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna do something else instead, but then you want to start again anyway. Like I speak from experience, you guys. Like
Yeah.
it was always on my mind. When I was in school it was on my mind. When I was in school I was frustrated with the schoolwork and it was on my mind. When I was coaching it was on my
Yeah.
mind. Like, and here I am just to have started again anyway. So take what I say with a grain of salt, you guys, because like I just want you to learn from me and my mistakes because I'm not perfect, my content creating journey, and I just want to share with you guys that yeah, it's been a long time. It's been a long journey of just consistently going and going and going and going, and there's no right or wrong path.
It's just a matter of time, to be honest. Like for everyone, like Joseph said, everyone's journey is completely different. And I just always try to keep in the back of my head, like, okay, we look up to influencers. Like we would all want that life. Let's be honest. Like who wouldn't want to just post videos and be able to spend 10 grand in a day just because you can? Like at least I want that, right? Like that freedom. And that's what just drives me. That's like, okay, like a lot of people that are well known got known because of drama or because of dumb things that I don't want to be known like that. So it's like building something for yourself is kind of something that's crazy to look back, whether it's a year from now, a couple months, and to think, damn, like, remember when we were there, like, starting from the beginning? Like, that's something that that motivates me every day to be able to say, like, damn, like, that's going to be my story one day. And that's what we're working towards, except we're just sharing our journey with you guys live in the moment. And I think just getting paid through social media is insane. Like it still doesn't hit me because obviously it goes directly to the bank and you don't see anything physical. But whether it's like 10 cents, like I remember our first live, we got like a
It
penny.
was 1 penny.
And Cassandra, I remember,
Yeah.
um, it's just insane. Like I laughed in the moment because it's like, that's crazy, like a penny. But it was like, it was still money, right? And
Shout out to Cassandra.
yeah,
That was a moment that we'll never forget because in that moment I told Daniela, I was like, this is real now. Like, you just got a penny. One. Like, it could have been anything else. It could have been 25 cents, a dollar, whatever. But, like, it was literally, like, the smallest form of currency that you can get, as in 1 penny, but it just meant the world to us. It was
yeah.
just like, whoa, like this is a real thing now. Like this is what can happen. And Daniela didn't really acknowledge it in the moment, but I told her like, you gotta appreciate this. Like this
Yeah.
is real. I think we even
I
screenshotted
did
it.
screenshot it,
Yeah.
and I screenshot it because I believe so much and how fast this can grow that it's like everyone from day one, like we're always gonna bring you up.
Oh yeah.
Like Andrea, Cassandra, like I have a list of people, and we're always gonna be people who are always appreciative and grateful, and that's just what it is. So Cassandra, you were the first person that like, whether you know it or not, like,
Yeah. Yeah, we hope that you watch this.
yeah,
And if you do watch this, make sure you message Daniela and tell her like
yeah,
that you saw this
yeah.
podcast and then I don't know, you say whatever you want, but
And
like yeah, it's
I remember
nice.
it was a live that we were cooking at the grill over here making the chicken.
Hmm.
And yeah, like I just said, I didn't give myself credit. I just laughed. I was like, "Oh, a penny, that's cool." And a penny turned into this today, and
Hmm.
it's just crazy.
Yeah,
It's insane.
the thing about being a content creator, you guys, is well, first of all, it's never gonna go away. I think about the way that our life is going, that our world is going, AI, technology, all of this stuff, like it's never gonna go away. It's only gonna enhance.
Yeah.
It's actually taking people's jobs, for
Yeah.
God's sakes.
And not
Like,
just that, we've been on social media our whole life. Since we were kids, I remember watching YouTube.
and you can either be a consumer or you can be a producer.
Yep.
It's as simple as that. And it's only gonna get more advanced, and this is only gonna be a more of a normal thing like it is now. Like 5 years ago when TikTok just started, like it was an app that everyone was going crazy over. And remember how easy it was for people to blow up, like for literally
Yeah.
people to just go viral. It was just like the easiest thing, and that's something that I took for granted and I never did,
Yeah.
right? Like because now I think I'm literally going against so many people who are trying to do what I'm doing now. And I'm a very
Yep.
competitive person, which also adds fuel to the fire. But like if you're competitive too, and even if you don't have a competitive side, like you do it for you, like you post for you, what you want to get out of it. And that made it um, that made it real, like the whole just starting, being able to even make $1 online.
Yeah.
It's this is more of a normal thing than a lot of people think, because what we do, we have our parents who had their own approach to how they provided for us, and that's not wrong. Whatever it was, whatever you went through, it's your responsibility to get through. Whatever they taught you, it's your responsibility to unlearn things. Like you can do whatever it is that you want, whether somebody believes in you or not. Like you just got to go for it. And as long as you see that vision, like you
Yeah.
can you can do it,
Yeah.
you know.
If you're definitely someone who wants freedom, like to do whatever you want and not be stuck in a 9 to 5, social media is just the way.
Yeah.
Like if you don't want to be stuck on a certain paycheck every month, like that's just the only way to do it nowadays.
Yeah. And I don't speak from a lens, guys, where it's like everything's all figured out, because it's not. We're struggling. It's tough right now. Like
Yeah,
it is
paying your
like
own
it
rent and
is
everything.
tough. Like paying rent, our bills, we're getting through it, right? Like all of that is real. But I just share all of this to give you guys hope and inspiration to like do it for you.
Yeah,
Right? Like that.
we're talking from our own experience.
Yeah. So I think that's all I wanted to say. Hopefully this like was helpful for somebody.
Yep.
Maybe it inspired you. Maybe you feel like, wow, like I started and stopped. Maybe I should just go all in now. Like maybe that's you.
Yep.
But hopefully you take some value from this, and you go implement, because it's like the support is never gonna go unnoticed, but like you also need to do what you need to do for you.
Yeah. And another thing as to why we made this video is because so many of you guys reach out and ask questions or have questions or want to start. And as someone who's going through the journey, like all I can say is start for yourself, how Joseph said, and don't care what other people think, because at the end of the day, like people are literally going to judge you no
Anyway,
matter what.
yeah,
And that's whether you post a picture on Instagram, whether you post anything, like there's always going to be someone talking behind your back. And it's like, why not, one, get paid doing it, and two, like just have fun with it.
yeah,
Because
definitely.
again, like talking from own experience, starting fully going all in October to now and having 11,000 followers and getting sent things that I would buy at Sephora or whatever, like is just crazy on its own.
Yeah.
So who knows by the end of the year where we're going to be at, which is exciting.
Yeah. So thank you guys for giving us an opportunity to speak to you and to have your attention. Hopefully you guys got value from this. Do us do us a favor and hit the subscribe button. Drop a like, turn on post notifications. Like we love your guys'
Yeah.
support. It means the world to us, and we will catch you guys on the next one.